Today I'm taking a look at Barenpark, a game for 2 to 4 players by Phil Walker Harding. Welcome back everyone, my name is Jeff and this is Meeple Musings. Today I'm taking a look at Barenpark. This is a neat little polynomial game that plays relatively quick. I'll give you an overview of how it's played and then I'll get into my thoughts on the game. Okay, in Barenpark we are building a theme park with bear exhibits in it. Essentially, this is a polynomial game with all the Tetris shapes. It has kind of like a race aspect to it, which I'll get into here in a bit when I explain how everything works. But yeah, so you start with an entrance to your park and a 4x4 grid here. And depending on if you're first or depending on player order, you're going to receive a different size green tile. There's the ones 1x2 and there's a 1x3 here too. But essentially on your turn, you're going to take a piece from your supply and place it onto your park. Now, depending on what you cover up, it's going to give you more pieces for your next turn, more pieces into your pool here. So if you cover up one of these cement mixer trucks here, then you can take anything from this column. So there's the 4 different types of bears here. And the one thing you will notice is as these get taken off, they become worth less and less points at the end of the game. And the numbers in here depend on your player count. In a 4-player game, you use all of them. With less players, you take out certain numbers. So it scales pretty well. So if I covered up this cement truck here, then let's say I took this one and it would go into my supply, and then on my next turn, I could place it into my park. So that's the cement mixer. If you cover up one of these wheelbarrows, then you can take one of these green park pieces, which are great for finishing off little spaces that you have left over. Up here is the surveying team, and if you cover that up, then you get to add a new piece to your park. You can choose either of the ones on top of the stack, and then you can place it on any of the 3 sides of your park. You cannot place it in front of your entrance down here, but you could put it any of the other 3 sides. You cannot rotate it. The pictures have to stay right side up. And as you continue getting parks, each one has a surveying team. So if you cover this up, you can add another one. And again, it can go here or here, or here or here if you got a 3rd one. You will do this until you have your entrance and 3 other tiles, and then that will be it. These tiles here have an excavator on them, and this orange excavator, if you cover that up, you get to take one of these bigger pieces into your supply. They're worth more points, but they can be trickier to fit in sometimes. On each board, you will see a sectioned off area. That area you cannot build on. However, when you completely finish off the rest of that 4x4 section, then you're going to take a statue, and these are worth a lot of points, and they also get worth less and less as they go. You'll put it on there and you will get 20 points at the end of the game in this example. And so every new piece you take has one of those also. So eventually you'll keep doing this until everyone has 4 pieces total, and they can no longer place pieces from their supply. So once they run out of space, that's going to trigger the end of the game. Also, each game there are going to be 3 objectives, and there's a whole bunch of these to choose from. I just pulled these ones out randomly, but the first person who accomplishes this So that's get 3 of these in a row. The first person does that will get 9 points, and it gets worth less and less as you go. Here, the first person to have 1 of each of the basic shapes is going to get 8, and again, they get worth less. And then first person to collect 3 of these yellow type bears, which are the square pieces, and also these excavator pieces up there. And that's effectively all there is to this game. I enjoy Barenpark. It's a lot of fun. I love polynomial games, and this one is a fun puzzle to fit everything together. And you have to make sure that you are covering something up so that you have pieces to use on your next turn. Sometimes you can cover up 2 things in a go when you put a piece down, so then you can have a little bit of leeway in your supply in case it's more optimal to put down a piece that doesn't cover anything up. I really like the race aspect to this, how you are trying to be the first to complete objectives because they're worth more points then, or the first to fill in a 4x4 section so you can get your statues out because they're worth a lot more points near the beginning. Same thing with the bear exhibits. But if you're going for objectives, then you might not be putting in pieces super efficiently in order to get, 3 of one type of bear, for example, first. And so then if you're going that strategy, then maybe you're not as strong in the statue strategy or vice versa. So it gives you something to think about and plan ahead for. It's also very satisfying to completely fill in all 4. I've been able to do it a few times, but a lot of times you'll end the game and you'll have empty spots left over, and it just takes a bit of planning to get that, but it's very satisfying to get that. You do have to be careful that, like I said, like you put down a piece and then not be able to cover anything up, and in that case you would have nothing the next turn. So it takes a little bit of thinking on that front. With the different number of tiles, depending on player count, the game scales quite well. It's nice and quick. It has a lot of really cool elements, and I quite enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one.